欢迎来到 Girona， 它离巴塞隆纳大约100公里，是电影《权力的游戏》拍摄地，也是法国西班牙边界附近的军事要塞。
But it is way bigger than Girona. You will see. Barcelona is almost 2 million of citizens. While in here, Girona, it's only like the city of Girona, because Girona is also a province. It doesn't like arrive to the 200,000. Okay, so it's very small in comparison with Barcelona. But both of them, they were founded by the Romans in the 3rd century. Okay, the original name of Girona, it was actually Gerunda. And it was a military colony. So when the Romans arrived here, they decided, of course, to preserve and protect the historical quarter with building big walls. Some walls, we still have them nowadays, but other ones, they were later destroyed in the 15th century because they wanted to expand a little bit the city. And this way they could like prevent different pandemics and diseases being like spread in here. It happens. And we're going over here. No. It is a lioness. A lioness?
啊，一点都不像，一点都不像。
有啦，它有那个，它有鬃毛。
好好哦。
Of course, during COVID, we have to avoid touching the lioness. The tradition was to come here and climb the column and kiss the ass of the lioness.
Wow.
And also, you will see especially that on the top, everything is really flat because the weather that we have in here in Girona, it's sunny most of the time. Okay, so we don't need these very specific towers, for example, always like that cone shape to get rid of the water and the snow. Yeah, and here most of the time we have sun, right? It is sunny. So everything is really flat on the rooftop. Okay? This was used in the city hall, we'll call it city hall, in 19th century, and to celebrate in this square a lot of festivals, markets. Yeah, it was used for local people. Building in front of us, right? It is not used by the city hall anymore. It is used actually as a music school. Oh. And they use the square for that. Yeah, for the school. Okay.
Music.
Let's go to the cathedral. Of course, you have to imagine that all of these steps, all of these paths and streets, they were used for the filming. Okay, everything. They didn't need many props. So these homes right now, they're expensive and very difficult to be like sold, right? Because most of these ancient houses, they pass through generations. This is something very common in Spain. Especially the houses that are in very like strategic places, yeah, in very like important locations. Later the parents, they like sell them or they pass them through generations to their kids. No.
So they pass that generation after generation.
Yeah.
Rarely sold.
Yes, this is something very common in Spain. With all the houses from all the villages, or for example, if you see apartments like off the water or next to the beach, most of them, they are passed through generations because of the people that rock. So the biggest rocks are from the Romans. They are the ones that are not with a very specific shape. And then the other ones that are more like a rectangle, these are from the later civilizations. That, let me pass please. That, of course, they knew they have all the ways of doing rocks, yeah, or the style of bricks, for example. Okay, so you can see the difference of both of them.
Wow.
There are 91 steps. To go to the cathedral. But if you don't want to go all over the steps, from here from the right, there's a ramp that takes you up. They didn't finish 1733. They finished 1793. Terminaron en el 1733. Terminaron en el 1793. ¿De acuerdo? Now in the 33, they were meant to finish. So they just left it. They said, nobody's gonna go. Right? So we live like that. Right? You have the statues. In this one, we could save the statues from the French. Okay? We have on the first level, on the ground, we have two apostles, Bible. Then up there, in the second level, we have the two patron saints, which in the middle is the Virgin Mary. And then on the top, we have people related to the church that promoted the construction of the cathedral. Okay? All these people involved. Les decía, you see, King's Landing has to have a harbor. Yeah? So for that reason, they decided to put, right, it's King's Landing, so they have to have a harbor. So they put here the green screen, and they added the harbor with CGI. It was the same with the soldiers. They only had a few soldiers, but they decided to duplicate them, right? Then over here, this is the street here on the left, the street that we were going up. Okay, esto es la calle. Okay, this is a local church that we have all straight. This narrow street. Okay, but this one is the street next to the walls that we were going through. Yeah, is that part. So as you can see, they didn't need anything, right? They were filming already in a set in the Middle Age, right? So they didn't need anything at all. Ellos no necesitaban nada como.
这里91街，他刚刚讲说，这上面写了一个1733年。他说其实不是1733年，他们是1793年才把它建完的。可是他想说，好，那就不要改了，反正大家都知道。反正大家不会知道的。所以呢，1733一直留着，其实不是。
OK。
教堂里面有金碧辉煌的雕像，跟一点阴森森的感觉。接下来去看一下它的城墙。Girona 是座活生生的博物馆，有机会你也来亲身感受它的历史魅力。谢谢，喜欢的话欢迎点赞、订阅、转发。